Hello folks, welcome back. Killface of Baylor here, and today we will be talking about where I got my Archfyre Fists, these gloves of lightning. They're beautiful. I love them. Also, my chats are off, which is why we're not being spammed. Alright, we're going to go into my inventory. We're going to take a look at these. They're under fashion. Alright. Archfyre Fists, right? This is a Gelbron Tower beta tester, closed beta exclusive. Now, there was a weird story about how I got mine in particular. Basically, the reward for the closed beta was delayed long enough that the open beta for the following event was rolled into it, or some such thing. It's been a long time now, so that's a little iffy. These, I believe, were given away in early 2014, if I'm not mistaken, maybe a little after. Early on, they just had the white swirl that you see in the middle. They did not have the lightning bolts. The lightning bolts were actually brought out with the Destiny engine. I think that's what it is. We'll talk about the firework in a different video. There's the firework. But anyway, I, obviously, as a 155, am not a great tester for Gelbron's Tower. Let's go ahead and go into the first floor, right? And back then, I was even less of a qualified tester. I'm sure I was 143 or so. But you'll notice that if I run around here, right, 171, 155, and if I were to fight something like that, I would probably get eaten for breakfast. Let's try and kill something a little bit easier, like this puppy. Anyway, the way that I got included in all this was that I downloaded the Highland Warriors app, which is the Celtic Heroes beta for Android, and you don't really have to apply most of the time. If that app is active, you can simply use it. You see, even a low-level mob here pretty much eats me for breakfast, so that's no good. Also, rogues are nerfed in the tower. Anyway, obviously I did not get my gloves from participating in this in any sort of meaningful way. So, let's, oh, by the way, if you teleport to a laystone that's too close, it'll just chase you down. See, like that. Okay. So what happened, and sorry, I'm losing my train of thought there, I'm on lunch break and a little bit tired. Anyway, what happened is I was in the summer event, testing, and I love how this sort of looks, you know, like a malfunctioning dashboard of some kind, sort of steampunkish. Anyway, there was me, my brother, and two friends from Baylor who were running on the Android beta, and none of us were high enough level to be useful at the time. My brother, in fact, just created a new character from scratch. And actually, you know what? So did I. I don't have access to the character now. These are decent with the set, but only decent. Not a huge fan of this. It doesn't apply with strength. And that's pretty cool. Anyway, the point is, oh, I might actually want that. We'll see. Okay. The point is, with there being only 4 of us, I heard that support would boost us. Now, there was a problem with the EDL quest. It wouldn't work. in the tower. And I knew this, so I wrote them asking if they would give us DL armor instead of EDL, because EDL wasn't working, and if they would boost us. And the way boosting works is that if you were to run by, see this sewer frog, and you would still be level 1 after they boosted you, but you do this, and it would take you to level 2. Each time, they would just load a guesswork amount of XP into your account, because they can't level you to a particular level just by typing it in necessarily, or at least they couldn't at the time. But what they could do is load XP in, and as soon as you kill anything, you level up. So mine was initially loaded to put me at level 187. The top boss at the time was level 200. It was during the 200 Ember Drake event. So that should give you a time frame. And I asked for boosts for both my brother and I. Now, my brother was boosted, I believe, to 210, 208, something like that. He was a tank. I was a rogue. They did give us full EDL, including main and offhands. It was the Wild Shrine event, so they gave us gold to buy Wild Shrine pieces. They gave us gold to buy mounts. It was beautiful, but we had to ask at different times. I also had to ask them for hotbar slots, had to ask them for sigils, and they gave us all that. It was great. The problem is, if you load in hotbar slots, they just look like a diamond. They're completely unusable if you put them in a character's inventory or mail them, which is what support liked to do at the time. Right, so I had to have them load in platinum, which they weren't really supposed to be doing, I think, or at least that's the impression I got, but they did it for me anyway. I also asked them to send me Hawkhurst chests so that I could test the drop rates of Hawkhurst chests, which they did. I asked them after opening 150 Hawkhurst chests and getting a mask, a black mask, and a black coat, I believe. I asked them to just send me the Knightmaster and Guildmaster, which are black and white sets of fashion. So they sent me 2 complete sets of each so that I could also pass them out to friends. Thing is, in the database, in the game, there's code for Hawkhurst trousers as well as Hawkhurst coats. Smuggler trousers as well as smuggler's coats. The issue with that is that the smuggler's trousers, they're not in the actual game. So if you see the Killface picture on Band, it's from that beta where I was wearing Hawkhurst trousers with no shirt. So, you know, that was pretty cool. But at that point, I had asked them for gold repeatedly. I found a bug with the luxury items, which turned out they thought was functioning correctly. There were 2 bugs. One they thought was functioning correctly. One they didn't know how, you know, they had to fix later. So I helped them fix one, but the other one had to get fixed after arguments with players quite some time later. That might somewhat be my fault. But anyway, eventually, after asking them for all kinds of things, for me, my brother, and the 2 friends that were there, to try and kill these bosses, look cool while doing it, test out new gear, etc., etc. Level me once, then level me again, because my 187 was unable to do enough to help these defeat the Ember Drakes. Obviously, killing an Ember Drake with a 4-man team is ridiculous, so they boosted me to 211. And eventually they told me, I'm sorry, we're too busy trying to push out the update, but also, as much as I want to help, I just can't help you more than I already have. That was, Esquilax basically got banned by someone else on the team from helping my brother and I. So that was a thing. And the interesting part is they did give me the gloves. I had to apply. They did not give my brother the gloves, I think because all the feedback had come through my account. So they didn't basically know if it was 2 different characters that were both under me. Esquilax obviously thought we were separate people, and I think we had my brother message him a little bit. Hopefully you'll get to meet him in a separate video. I've had requests for crossover videos, and obviously I can do that. He works here with me. But anyway, yeah, he got banned from helping us, so that was a fun beta. I can't get a hold of that character on Highland Warriors anymore, but I still try to figure it out from time to time, because that character had some overpowered things, including a better version of a sun and mountain amulet that was eventually just basically changed to the current sun and mountain amulets. It used to be that the mountain amulet and the sun amulet had the same skill, which means for general, like, solo purposes, there was really only one to choose, right? So the tank amulet was okay, but it wasn't really any reason, there wasn't really a lot of reason to get it over the DPS amulet. And I had that half tank, half DPS, which is my favorite because I really like survivability. Anyway, that being said, the next beta that came out was the first time that they copied characters from Live. Right, so up until that point, they had you create new characters and then they gave you free stuff manually. They copied characters from Live in the following event, with a strict rule to not help any players, not boost accounts, not give out gold, any of that. Now, some of you may remember that the next thing that came out were the Sky Prism jewelry, which was garbage. I have a video on it somewhere on this channel, but in the beta, it was garbage. And so eventually players complained enough that they were given gold in beta to try out the equipment. They complained some more, and the prices on those were lowered, which is why that particular set of jewelry has its own pricing segment, its own type of pricing. Everything else matches a certain pattern, right? All 150 amulets are 1.5 million gold from the luxury vendor, from the legacy luxury vendor, except for the Sky Prism amulet, which is 1 million gold, right? All of the level 100 amulets that came during an event where there was also a 150 amulet are 750,000 gold, except for the Sky Prism, whatever it's, Star Prism? I don't know, whatever the lower version of Sky Prism is called, which is 700 instead of 750. So anyway, that all got changed after player feedback. But I believe I may have sent in enough requests that they decided it wasn't worth the hassle, and that there was a valid argument to need a fully equipped character, and the best way to do that was to copy characters over from Live. They did, deal very fairly with me, thank me for my feedback, whatever, and I do not know that I am solely responsible for that. This could just all be a coincidence. But I sent in a lot of requests to support on behalf of several different people. And eventually, during that beta, during the rush time trying to get it out, they told me, nah, we can't help you anymore. And then the next beta, they had orders not to help any players anymore. And that has led to the type of beta we have today, which, make of that what you will. Anyway, here's the gloves themselves again. They are non-tradable, and I still have in my mailbox the, here, we'll go look at it. I still have in my mailbox the mail from support. I don't delete mail that I get from support when I get a rare item or something like that. Just, I don't know, sentimental value? But the idea here, right, is that, there you go, this is the mail I got that contained the Archfyre Fists. So anyway, yeah, they look beautiful. I have a few different white pieces. No, I cannot sell you those white pieces. Someone paid me not to sell them. And that's a topic for a different video. And yeah, anyway, there's the gloves. I love them. I hope that you do too. I hope this video has been helpful to you, and have a nice day. I will see you in the next video. Ah, I love that. I just love that.